So finding that comfortable seat, if you are comfortable sitting on the ground without support, you know what to do. If you like to have a little extra support, or maybe if you have tight hamstrings, just lifting your hips away from the earth can help create a little bit more space to relax, a little bit more space for your spine to lengthen up away from the earth. Before you close your eyes, if you've already closed your eyes, you know how to settle in. If you're still getting settled and arriving, you can use your gaze to just slowly look around the space, look around the room, use your sight to start to take in your surroundings. You can start to send these messages to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. So sometimes we just need to get those basics. All is well, sending signals through the nervous system, using our eyesight, hearing the sounds around you, starting to become present. And as we do this, we create that environment for success, that environment for being here right now. Yeah, and as you come into the space, there's no wrong way to do it. It's perfectly fine to move your body. There's no box to shove yourself into. And if and when it feels comfortable, you can slowly close the eyelids. If closing the eyes isn't comfortable, it's perfectly fine to be present in this moment with your eyes open. So rather than looking at the ways that we feel limited, restricted, barricaded, how can you create space to open into those places where you do feel willing, to open up into the places where you do feel safe and supported? If you were rushing around before coming onto the yoga mat, still giving yourself that opportunity to slow down, and you can start to tune to your breath, your pace, your rhythm. I like to call it the breath print. No two breaths are the same. Really letting it be yours. And diving into that place of sweet surrender, protection, security. And we'll take about 2 minutes of silence. And so just remembering that if you need to adjust your body at any time, feel free. Letting yourself settle in, a chance to do nothing, a chance to recalibrate into this moment. And then I'll call you back. As we come back together here, you can keep your eyes closed if they're already closed, and sitting just a little bit taller, lengthen your spine. This rod of energy through the center of your body, building strength there to allow the foundation for your limbs to just fall off to the side. So shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingertips, everything just dripping away, letting gravity draw you closer to the earth. And so we already have this opportunity in the seated posture. We have not started moving yet, and already we can start to move our energy. So the grounding of gravity, the uplifting quality as we breathe in and breathe out, attuning our energy upward. And we'll just take a couple breaths as you inhale. Really follow the breath down into the body, into the pit of your belly, those lower lobes of the lungs. So there's a grounding quality drawing the breath in and down. And as you exhale, there's the energy moving up through the spout of the head, crown of the head, maybe releasing any tension, stress down the shoulders, elbows, wrists. And again, breathing in, grounding. Let your belly stay soft. Exhaling, releasing anything that's not yours. We'll take a couple more of those grounding and clearing breaths. And if you would like, we'll start to drop a grounding cord, a communal grounding cord. So, an opportunity for us to just sync up. So, sending down your cord, texture, color, material, superpowers, dropping down through the earth. And then we'll let our cords just meet up, weaving together, gathering up to create this strong, secure, impenetrable, impenetrable. Okay, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's strong, it's solid, and we're going to anchor that grounding cord down to the core of the earth. Just tuning into your yes, the yes to being here now. So there's that personal choice for self care, maybe just feeling into what's behind that, the intention behind being here, and then feeling the connection to the group, feeling that you get to be held in your desires, being witnessed by others. Even if your video is not up on the screen, just really feeling this connection, this shared purpose, being here to move our bodies, to be present, to feel good. And if you don't feel good, allowing yourself to just feel whatever you feel, knowing there's space for all of it, both within you and beyond. Hands, heart center, Anjali Mudra. You can sit a little bit taller, press the thumbs into the sternum, this shelf across the front of your chest, maybe even a slight lift of the elbows to help anchor your shoulders. Call on your intention, mantra, motivation, dedication, inspiration, something that feels good that you'll carry with you through the yoga practice, through your day, and maybe even through this evening towards sleep. If you don't have one, you can try on I am connected. And as you're ready, slowly opening up the hands, blinking your eyes open, we are going to press play. So you can pull up that album that we're going to be using. It's called On the Other Side, something a little different. And great, so happy to have everybody. So if you have your meditation cushion, just moving that out of the way. And we're going to press play on the album in 3, 2, 1, play. And we'll come back to our seated position. And starting with shoulder circles. Inhale, up, around and down. Inhale, listening to your body. Silent agreement that we're here to move together. Sacred agreement that you get to listen to your body, taking any modifications or variations that you need at any time. You know your body best. Inhale, exhale. Good. Starting to feel into those upper traps, that area that the body tends to hold tension, stress, frustration. Feel how your sit bones and your feet is still connected to the earth as you create this movement around your upper spine, upper core. Two more. Really allow your breath to move in and out of the body like a song. Okay, come back to neutral. And we're just going to take some circles with the head. You don't have to go all the way to that end range. You don't even have to make it a big stretch. Just see if you can create range of motion for your head in space. Anchored hips. Starting to feel that freedom in the upper torso. When you're ready, going to the other direction. How easy can you let it be? No shoving, no forcing. Invite your breath to be a part of the experience. Come back to neutral. This time, inhale through the nose as you bring your shoulders up to the ears, tight, tight, tight. Hold it, turtle up that neck, and then exhale through the mouth as you release. You can make a little noise if that's comfortable. Two more. Inhale through the nose, tight, tight, tight. Ah, last one. Inhale, engage. Exhale, release. Okay, twisting towards your left. You can take your hand across the body wherever it feels comfortable for you. Take your gaze with you. Slowly unwind other side. So as you twist, can you keep a lot of length in the spine? Priority of how tall you're sitting, not how far you're twisting. Unwind. One more time each side. Let the center of your body lead you, and then the gaze just follows. You might start to feel how even these small basic movements that we've done has already started to impact your physical body, has already impacted your ability to be here now. Releasing the past, releasing planning for the future, allowing yourself to dive deeper right here, right now. Let's do those turtlenecks again, bringing the shoulders up to the ears. Tight, tight, tight. Really squeeze it. And then exhale, release. Inhale, slow it down. Exhale. Last one. You got it. Exhale. This time we're just going to rock forward and back. So you're starting to feel that grounded quality through your seat, through the sit bones. And then can you feel the rod-like quality of your spine? So we're keeping the spine pretty straight here. Like a seesaw back and forth. You might even notice that there's certain parts of the front body that start to turn on to protect back body. Yeah, small movement. Sometimes the smallest movement possible gives the biggest result. Let's switch the cross of the legs and keep going. Are you breathing? If you feel like you need more of a challenge, can you give yourself permission to let it be easy? And now we're going to add on rounding and arching the spine. And then feel what happens. Do you want to rock forward and back on the pelvis? Make it yours, as big or as little as what feels good in your body, because that's the whole thing, this compass of desire, compass of pleasure, doing what feels good and only you can know. And the more present you can be in the moment, the more clear things can be, more clear this information. Is it coming from within or is it a distraction from beyond? Last one. Inhale, sit tall, twist towards the left. Exhale. Hold the twist this time and take your gaze back over towards me. So you're holding the twist and then counter twist in the neck, cervical spine, and then take your gaze all the way back into that full twist. You can use your gaze to scan your surroundings, letting your sight be a part of that experience, and then take your time to unwind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 shoulder circles. Inhale. Exhale. Starting to release any of that stickiness, any of that tightness or hardness that has stuck on in the body overnight or earlier this week. Prepare, sit tall. Exhale, twist to your right. Pause and then turn your gaze back towards me. Experience, experiencing this dynamic quality in the spine. And then take your gaze all the way over the left shoulder, all the way into that twist. Full expression. And then slowly unwinding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what to do. Those shoulder circles, last ones. Exhale. Can you feel the shoulder blades gliding against the back ribs? Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we're going to do one more thing here. And if it doesn't feel good for your injury, please skip it. But let's just imagine one shoulder going forward, one shoulder going back. And so we're doing a figure 8. So one forward, one back, and then meet at the ears around and down. So they're going opposite. It's like a tongue twister. Forward to the ears, around. And let it be really small. So what's the smallest movement that's possible in your body? So oftentimes we go to the largest range of motion, but can you just start to initiate the movement and then go from there? And then switching to the other direction so the other shoulder leads. Make sure you feel even on both sides. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, take your legs out in front of you. And then we're going to exhale, roll all the way down. Don't get too comfortable because we're coming right back up. You can hold on behind the legs. Arms float up overhead, and then we're going to sit up. Inhale, rolling all the way up. You can grab behind the legs to give that personal assist. Sit tall, lengthen your spine. Exhale, roll all the way down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, rolling all the way up. Legs can be straight, bent, whatever is good for you. And we'll do that 2 more times. Last one. I know all the pets think it's playtime. Okay, last one, we're gonna sit all the way up, extend your left leg long, hug the right knee in, and we're just gonna sit tall here. So we're pressing that leg into the body. You can feel a connection between the right thigh and the front body. You feel a little bit more space to breathe on that left side. Exhale. Can you activate through the arms, but relax the shoulders away from your ears? So there's a quality of turning on the biceps, but relaxing your shoulders. And now twisting towards your right. You can hug the knee in. If you want to take it deeper, feel free to hook the elbow or cross the foot up and over, but just make sure that foot stays planted. Can you turn on the left leg, flex the foot, draw the kneecap up, really engage through that left quad, your thigh. Exhale, release everything to the center. Slow motion, both legs long, reach up, look up. And then as if you're gonna do a handstand on the ceiling, you can flex the fingers back, reach up, look up. And then exhale, other leg draws in, left knee towards your chest, sit tall. So we're sitting up into that leg, compression on the left side. So if the shoulders are coming up, because oftentimes when we pull, everything starts to engage. And so we're isolating those biceps. Take the shoulders down, anchor the shoulder blade towards your spine. So you're using more core, less shoulders. Pause here or add on the twist. Towards your left. You can hug the knee in. If you want to cross it up and over and hook the elbow, go ahead. Most important is how tall. How tall are you sitting? A little energy through the top of the head, as if I'm pulling your ears up towards the sky. Turn on right quad. I'm like, I'm ready to come out of it. I got a cramp. Slowly unwind. Sometimes cramps mean that we are extend both legs long, that we're getting stronger. So it's not always a bad thing. Inhale, flex your hands, or reach up, look up. That energy reaching up towards the sky. You can feel open channels through the hands. Exhale, we're going to put our hands behind us here, bend the knees. And sometimes I like to come up onto the fists to help protect my wrist. So you can play around with that. Or fingers facing the body, sideways or back. So usually everybody has a preference. I like to be on the knuckles like so. And then you can start to round and arch your spine. It's like a cat cow. Inhale, arms straighten out, open up the chest. Exhale, soften and melt. Looking good. You can feel that same thing happening. There's a change, a sliding, a gliding at the back of the shoulder blade underneath that scapula, that winged portion of your shoulder. Exhale. If you want to add on, you can plant your feet and lift the hips for a reverse tabletop. Otherwise, continue just as you're doing. Drawing the breath in like you are using helium to lift your hips. Activating through the back of the leg, the glute. Last one. We'll hold it up this time. Can you draw your tailbone away from you? It's okay if you want to take your gaze back, but can you stay lifted behind the heart? Exhale, drop everything down. Plant your feet, wrap your arms around the legs, and just fold forward. You can create a little shelf with the arms to rest your forehead on your wrist or your forearm. Maybe even just rock your forehead side to side. And the idea here is that we do want to create support for the forehead, because what happens is that having pressure, having this proprioception, this feedback of support under the forehead will actually help to activate parasympathetic, helping you to feel safe and supported so that you can let go, relax, surrender. There's this contraction across the front body. Can you invite more breath to the back body, back ribs? Slowly sit tall. Inhale, draw that oxygen into the body. Arms reach up, legs are long. If your hamstrings are tight, keep the knees bent slightly. And we're just going halfway. If it's easy for you to grab the feet, go ahead, folding forward. Let your heart lead the way. So if there's a string attached to your sternum, pulling that part of your body forward as if your heart was going to touch before your eyes land. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, fold forward. Long spine, really working those muscles next to the vertebra. Inhale, sit tall. This time we'll draw the left knee in, seated tree. So we're going to externally rotate. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway or a little deeper if it's available. Can you lift the heart again? So maybe rippling through the spine. So there's a ripple that you can do, rippling out. Or you can come back up to that place and then just start to creep crawl those fingers forward. But when you start to round, just back off and hold right there. This is going to help you get a deeper stretch at the back of the leg. Can you straighten your right leg a little bit more? So really working the thigh. The thigh helps to ground the femur. You can open up your toes, spreading those toes to open up energy channels at the bottom of the foot. If you want a personal assist, take your left hand onto your left knee, press it away from you. If it's easy to grab that right foot, just go ahead. And sometimes what happens is when you back off, the body really opens up and invites you to go deeper. Sometimes if we just automatically go to that full range of motion, your body puts the brakes on. So there's no space left. So sitting really tall, you got it. Yep. Can you let your heart lead the way? Inhale, sit tall. Arms reach up. And then this time we're going to fold forward and we're going to take a little bit of a twist. So you take your right hand like a kickstand behind you, and you'll take that left hand across, grabbing the outside of the right foot. And again, it's okay if this right leg is bent slightly. You can still engage the quad if the knee is bent. So there's a lot of strength happening through that right leg. That's your standing leg. Strong enough that you could stand on it. Relax the neck. You can let your body just round forward now. Pausing there, or if you want to add on, the kickstand hand, that right hand will reach up and over, grabbing the inside portion of your right foot. Let your forehead drop towards your knee. Okay, release your hands. Slowly start to roll up. Use your belly and start to just really envelop front body towards back body. We're going to draw left knee up. And now, if this is okay for you, we're going to take it back behind us, like this runner's stretch, almost like a half virasana, um, like a half frog pose. My body said maybe not yet. And then from here, inhale or reach up. Exhale halfway. Let your heart lead. Pause and breathe. Wait until your body gives permission to go deeper. If you like to use your strap, go ahead. Play around with it. Where can you scan the body and find those areas of tightness or hardness? The areas where you might be holding on. All good. We know you're here with us. We did that nice grounding cord, so we are all together, even if you're off, if your camera's off. We know you're still with us. Okay, inhale, sit tall. Draw that knee back around. Be cautious the way you move your knee in space. We're going to draw that leg up and over. Good. So most important was we really want this foot touching the earth. So imagining if you were going to stand on it, how, can you see me? How much you would want it planted there. Inhale, sit tall. Pause. Can you sit even taller and take those shoulders down and maybe a little bit back? So it's finding that sweet spot where you can plug in the shoulder blades, where you can find a connection through the back body, upper core. And this will help to give freedom for your throat chakra, freedom for your neck, freedom for the base of your skull. If this is enough for you, feel free to stay there. Otherwise, we're going to fold this leg so that the knees stack and then folding over. Good, you got it. So we can start to get hard on ourselves about, oh, when's the last time that I practiced? When's the last time that I worked out? I'm not doing enough. And then there's even that kind of punishment that we do that even if we're doing it right now, it's still this idea of like, oh, and then I have to keep up with it, or I have to plan for next week. But can you really just allow yourself to be here now without that judgment, to be here without a greater plan for anything, including yourself, including the self-care, letting yourself be anchored by the yes. Mm, letting yourself be anchored by how you feel right now. The part of you that is bubbling up that's not planned. Inhale, sit all the way up. Unwind this leg. We're going to grab the foot. I'm adding on a lot here, so let's hope I remember the other side. And we're going to inhale, moving that leg towards straight, hamstring stretch. Exhale, bend. Inhale. So your right leg can either be straight or bent, whatever's comfortable to create stability and foundation for your seat, for your pelvis. Exhale. Creating this pump with the leg. Last one. Exhale, plant the foot. We're going to inhale, right arm reaches up. Okay, Alexa's talking to me. That's so funny. Plant your hand behind you. And we're going to inhale, lift the hips high, getting a flush across the front of the hip flexor. Exhale, hips to the earth. Inhale. She was talking about the vertebra, so maybe I said something that activated Alexa. Exhale. Okay, and then last one. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale. Both legs long. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward just halfway. Maybe you feel a difference on the left and the right sides. Maybe you don't. That's okay. Little circle of the ankles, maybe one and then the other. Energy through the top of your head. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, we're going to draw the right knee in. Seated tree. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, halfway this time. Can you keep your spine really long? Super straight. Let your heart lead. Yeah, so rather than going into this natural curve of the spine, we're just going to really work it so that if you're sitting tall and you just start to fold at your hips, how far can you go? And it might just be a little bit. For me, it's just about right here. And this helps to build strength. Strength in the spine, length at the back of the leg. And then you start to turn on the standing leg, your left leg, opening up your toes to spread the bottom of the foot wide. You can start to activate by pulling the kneecap up, activating this thigh, and even if your leg is bent, you can use that pressing action of the thigh to ground the femur bone, upper leg bone. You might even notice how it keeps your hips from twisting when you have that activation through the thigh. Inhale, sit tall. This time we're going to take that slight twist. So as you fold forward, kickstand with the left hand, right hand reaches outside the left foot. And if you want to take the personal assist of your right hand against that right knee, you can go ahead. And don't over twist at the neck. So you can keep your gaze down towards the earth. You don't want to overdo it on the neck. Really inviting gravity to take you into the shape. Turn on left leg again. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, draw the right knee up. Pause here. Hug it in, sit tall. Can you space across the front of your chest, plug in your shoulders? So sometimes this happens and sometimes this happens. So creating this freedom for the upper torso. And we do that by creating the strong foundation through the hips, through the spine, and then anchor those shoulders towards the spine to create freedom for your neck. Pause here if that's enough, or we're going to take the twist. You can kickstand that right arm. Turn on your left leg. Exhale, unwind. Woo. And we're going to take this knee up and behind, open it up. Can you see about getting both sit bones equal on the earth? Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, folding forward, maybe just halfway. We want that length in the spine. Sometimes I need to bend the knee and activate, but then once I find that stability for the hips, I can then start to straighten it out more. Focus more on your breath, less on your range of motion. This is not a performance. This is not your body proving anything to you. Did your left leg fall asleep? Can you engage, turn on, activate? Sometimes even just taking your hands and touching that area of your body can bring more awareness, more engagement. Inhale, sit tall. Slowly take your knee up and around. We're going to cross it up and over. Plant that foot. I hope I'm on the right side. I think I am. Yeah, we have our right leg up. Sit tall. So sometimes there's this a little bit of confusion that happens when we feel a compression of one leg against the other. And so sometimes the left leg will just kind of go to sleep because it thinks, oh, right leg's got it. But can you really turn it on here? Can you open up the left foot so that it would be strong enough for you to stand on it there? So we're really working the legs. This is an active posture, even though we're seated. Okay, and now stacking the knees. So we're gonna fold that foot back. You can let the, I think my earbuds are dying right now, but I think you can probably still hear me through the computer. So inhale, sit tall. Exhale, fold forward. It's okay to just let your spine round this time. But can you turn on left leg again? It probably went to mush. This is a little tricky. So we're really focusing on the engagement and just letting the body take over where there is space to relax, where there is space to breathe. One more breath. Inhale, sit tall. We're going to release that leg. Okay, call me out. Did I already forget something? I think we're even. Grab the foot and we're going to extend towards that hamstring stretch. Inhale, exhale. Turn on your left leg, and it's okay if you need it to be bent. Exhale. And so I say work it towards straight because it doesn't matter if you can actually get this leg straight. Most important is that you're creating this environment, this recipe for length at the back of the leg, recipe for length in your spine. Exhale. Last one. Pump it up. Exhale, release. Plant the foot. The left arm reaches up and back. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, hips to the earth. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do one more. Flushing out front of the right hip. Exhale. Both legs long. Inhale, arms reach up. Let's do that handstand on the ceiling. So flex the hands, look up, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the feet, and then just fold forward. Let your forehead rest. Maybe you try the other forearm on top this time. Inhale, space at the sides of your lungs, sides of the rib cage. And so oftentimes when we breathe, we focus on one point, one resting spot. Maybe it's the nose, maybe it's the chest or the belly. Can you start to invite this quality of that three-dimensional space around your lungs? Using your imagination, because there we don't have those nerve endings around the outside of the lungs. And so there's that pressing of the lungs against the rib cage that helps us to feel that something is happening. But can you bring greater awareness, three-dimensional quality of this part of your body, this internal system, even each little alveoli inside the lungs, three-dimensional quality there. Okay, before we lay down, we're gonna sit back up, cross-leg position, and take 3 shoulder circles. Inhale, exhale. We've created some nice warmth now, hopefully. Last one. Freedom in the body, freedom in the mind. And then reclining your body onto the earth when you're ready. Take your time like you're setting down a strand of pearls, each vertebra at a time. Inhale, arms float up, and then exhale, hands at your sides. Two options. You can involve your arms just like that, arms up and back, and we're just going to round and arch the spine, tuck the pelvis and rock it forward. Or you can just leave your palms at your sides. If your shoulders are bothering you, maybe that's a better option. Inhale, rock forward, stick your tail out. Exhale, rounding, tucking your tail between your legs, rocking back on your pelvis. Inhale, rock forward. If you want, the arms are coming up. Exhale, like a reclined cat pose now. Inhale. Feet are planted so that every portion of the foot is touching the earth. Inside ball of the foot, outside edge. If you imagine that your heel bone has a square shape, there's those 4 points. Everything's touching. And so already, same thing here, even though we're laying down, there's information that's being drawn up through the bottom of the foot that helps to give information to our pelvis, to the sacred system at the base of the spine, to let your body know what's going on, to let your brain know what's going on. We'll do 2 more. So as we start to open up the toes, open up the bottoms of the feet, we let that information flow. Last one. Exhale. Let everything come to neutral. Take your feet as wide as the mat and then let your windshield wiper legs drop over to the left. And if you want to add on, you can let your hands rest on your body. If you want to add on, taking your gaze over to the right. Use your belly to come back towards the center. And then up and over, other direction. Drop your legs over to the right. If you want to add on, gaze over to the left. Let it be easy. Doesn't have to be a deep stretch. To let your joints release, to let the connective tissue in your fascia relax, soften, expand. creating a little bit more space for you, a little bit more space for what your physical body is capable of. There's this capacity for movement, capacity for stillness. You're back to the center. Maybe just shake out your tail a little bit. Okay, draw both knees in. Hug everything in tight like a ball. So it's the same quality of engaging through the arms and the biceps, but letting your shoulders stay relaxed. And if you want to draw your forehead towards your knees, go ahead. So if you think of when you use a rowing machine, that's engaging through the biceps. Relax everything down, release the squeeze. Inhale here, exhale, tight like a ball. Exhale, inhale, pause. Exhale, draw everything in, pulling with the arms, but space for the shoulders, space for the neck. Exhale, release. Cup your knees with your hands, and we're taking knee circles. So the knees come away from each other, around and together. This can be a very small movement, 2 inches, or you can go wide, whatever feels best for you. Sometimes we need to feel the big movements for our body to receive that information, that loop of sensation. Signals flowing to the body from the brain, to the muscles, and then back again. Other direction. So let your arms do the work, but can you relax your neck? Can you shake your head? Yes, and relax the front of your throat. Okay, just like we did with the shoulders, come back to neutral. So you're cupping the knees, and we're just going to scissor the knees. So one knee comes forward, one knee comes back. And now scissor the other direction. And just practice that 2 more times. This is the beginning of the figure 8. Scissor, let the knees come away from each other, around and together. The smaller you make this movement, sometimes the deeper the release is for the sacrum. If you have any sciatica, this could be helpful. And so the knees come in, cup your knees with your hands, and we're just scissoring one knee. Let's go back to the starting point. Scissor one knee forward, one knee back. And then just do that again. See how small you can make it. Just maybe just 2 inches. Try it. And so the arms are starting to take over the legs. So it becomes more of a passive range of motion. And then now we'll add that figure 8, one knee forward, one knee back, and then knees come away from each other, around and together. So trying that figure 8. Yeah, when you slow it down and make it a smaller movement, there's this opportunity for the muscles, the attachments that sit closest to the bones to relax, to release. If you haven't done the other side, go ahead and switch. So your arms are working here, taking over control of the legs. It can feel awkward when you're first learning, but that's okay. Whatever your body's doing right now is all good. Okay, we're going to plant our feet like a half bridge prep. And we're going to take our tailbone and draw circles on the wall in front of us. So you're drawing a circle with your pelvis, with your tailbone, helping to create a release, and maybe even a little bit of a massage there. These bundles of nerves that come out of the sacrum, base of the spine, sending information up through the cord. Let's go other direction, up to the brain so that we can have that expansion for creativity, for joy, for receptivity, more presence to connect with others, this ability to resource beyond ourselves, to outsource. Let's go the other direction again. Sometimes it can be confusing. Is this something that I have to figure out on my own, or is this something that I get to ask for help with? Other direction. And so, like I said at the beginning of class, the more opportunity that you have to connect into your body, into your feminine wisdom, into your compass of desire, okay, last time switching, the easier it is to receive the information, to receive the messages, so that we know where to look for the answers. Is this something that I have an answer for? Is this something that I would like help with? Okay, come back to neutral. Put your hands at the front of the hip bones. You can create this triangle shape across the front of your lower abdomen. So if you want to touch the thumbs and touch the pointer fingers, and then just see if you can breathe deeper into that space. Inviting those Shakti vibes into the circle, into your body. Opening up space to make decisions based on what feels good without explanation, without defending, and without judging yourself. Last breath. Yogi's choice for your Shavasana setup, but I will give a recommendation. The recommendation is to take a support, whether that's a pillow or yoga blocks. I don't even have my yoga blocks right now. And taking a Supta Baddha Konasana with support under the knees. So oftentimes I see people do this where they take the shape, but there's no support. And what happens is when there's no support under the knees here, it doesn't give the body permission for um, the deeper release. So when we have a pillow, it can be a large pillow, couch pillow, rolled up blanket, anything that is handy. Yep, even a foam roller or another oops, excuse me, sorry, rolled up yoga mat. And then feet are touching and you have that support and we're resting into our Shavasana resting pose. If there's another shape that your body's calling for, there's plenty of time, so go ahead and take it. And then you can put your hands back onto your body or invitation to flip your palms up, snuggle the elbows a little bit closer to the body than your hands, and you can even fold one shoulder under and then the other to create space for your heart, space for the upper lobes of your lungs. And then as we settle into our Shavasana resting pose, final posture, it's an opportunity to integrate, an opportunity for your body to process this new space. We often think of the lubrication in our joints, but can you also give yourself credit for that lubrication of your yes, a more clear channel to what feels good? It's okay to let your body fidget while the energy moves and settles. And then we'll take a couple minutes of silence, an opportunity to do nothing. Slowly bringing your awareness back to the circle. Your eyes can stay closed. If you would like to take a couple more expansive breaths, you can do that. If you want to just gather up the parts of yourself that maybe went beyond, if that happened for you, gathering up all of you. And then when you're ready, bringing movement into the body. Maybe the arms stretch overhead. Maybe you like to roll onto one side. Just being gentle with yourself. There's no rush. Always an invitation to turn the video off now if you want to stay in a longer meditation, restoration. Otherwise, we are going to join seated. You can keep your eyes closed. And as you come back more upright, can you let your head hang down? This is going to give your body that opportunity to come into equilibrium, circulation, oxygenation, so you don't get lightheaded. When we invite those deeper releases, sometimes it can just take a little bit more care to come back. As you stack your shoulders over your hips, find that rod through the spine, and then bringing your chin level. Eyes can still stay closed if that's comfortable for you, or just a soft, blurry gaze. Hands, heart center, calling back to your mantra, intention, motivation, dedication, inspiration. And before we take one last breath together, let's unwind our communal grounding cord. So we'll just release that plug, release that anchor. We'll let our individual grounding cords just roll back up, coming back within. Perfect. Exhale to prepare. We're just going to breathe one time to seal the practice. Breathing in. And breathing out. Thank you. If you're new here, so happy to have you. Well, even if you're not new, so happy to have you. If you are new, I offer the Zoom classes on Fridays. I'll be preparing my monthly workshop coming up soon. For those of you who have the monthly membership, that's included. Always happy to have people do drop in. Yeah. I think now, okay, now, perfect timing. Now they just died. But I also 5:45 for you all, friends and family.
And then cut out for most of that, love. I didn't hear you.
What?
You cut out for most of that. After you took out your headphones, it went silent.
Oh, okay. Well, so you didn't miss much. Can you hear me now? Okay. Um, and sorry, Ariel, you're gonna show up on the recording. Sorry, what I was saying is one more meditation cushion left in stock if you're interested. It's $55.45 for you, friends and family rate. And you heard me talk about the workshop. Okay, and then the other thing is just that it's great to have you, and I'm always happy to have requests. So I hope everybody has a great day. Sending love. And if you're watching the recording, always happy to get feedback in the comments.